whether there's aliens, whether there's other dimensional beings. They're out there and they're trying to make contact, I think. So how do we make contact, and how do we make it mutually beneficial for all? And are there any dangers out there of it?
Well, I would say yes.
Yeah, there are dangers.
I would say yes to everything. I mean, anyone can make contact. I've said that, and you have to be open to it and quiet yourself. I think when it first started, I spent hours being quiet and allowing and figuring it out, just how I wanted to use it too. I didn't know exactly. I knew I was doing NLP and that, but I didn't know how much I wanted to use the other information like intuitive healing and what I wanted to program. But I would say everybody has an ability, and I do agree that yes, there are other life forms out there. I think to think that we're the only ones. I do believe, and I've heard other people talk about it, we are an experimental planet.
Right.
And I kind of believe that. We have free will, which is a beautiful gift to be given, and I hope everybody understands that, because you have freedom of choice. There is never a chance that you don't have a choice. You always have a choice. But I do believe in, when people talk about the Arcturians and the Palladians and other, and I've actually seen from my deck, I've actually seen that it has to be a spaceship or something going by. So there's no doubt to me.
From the deck of your house in Malibu.
In Malibu,
right?
Yeah. There's no doubt to me that there is, and I think there's just too much out there now.
Sure.
So that's one.
So you've had direct encounters with angels, but not with aliens.
I've not put it out there that I wanted it really. Right. I know part of the council, there are probably, I know that Arcturians are there. I've seen them. I don't talk to them really. They might have a voice in it, but it's always one voice talking to me. But I do know that they're out there because I've seen it. And I've even looked out on the deck, and I've seen, it looked like a star dancing in the sky. And it came as I looked at, and I was saying gratitude. I was having gratitude. And this star, this twinkling star, came within 30 feet of me, and it stayed that small. And then when I said, okay, that's it, I think I'm going to go in, it was a little too much. And it just went like that. It just went away.
Well,
it was the most amazing thing to experience, but I have no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, to just do the math, when you start to understand what is known about the universe and how many stars there are, and they say there's more stars that have been identified than there are grains of sand on Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you think about how many grains of sand there are just on one beach, then you think all the beaches of the world and on the whole planet, then that's a lot of stars to have no life.
I just think it's really a little bit naive of us not to think that
it's
that's
almost absurd.
That's out there. Yeah. But I do think that when you talk about communicating, I do think that you have to use some sort of, I don't want to say common sense or some sort of filter, and have to understand. I mean, I did that. I personally did that. I said that I only wanted to channel higher beings, the beings of the highest light, and the guides and guardians of the highest light. And that is what I ended up doing.
Right.
And it's just because that's what I wanted to be open to. Now, I know other people who, I have a really good friend who's a medium and a psychic, and he can channel everything, and he's fine.
I say, yeah, because I guess
it's not something I would want to do, but he does.
I guess that's one of the main fears of it, or at least from part. It's kind of part of the religious fear of it that you're messing with these dark sort of demonic energies, or you might open the door and then not be able to close it, and then what's going to come through, or
happen?
What are you messing with? all different, good spirits, bad spirits? Are there good aliens, bad aliens? And then could you lose your mind? That, especially, which is hearing voices can be known
Yeah.
as, whatever can be a part of schizophrenia, or is schizophrenia like something that's gone wrong that they are receiving message? You start getting into mental health issues, and then that's also obviously something that people are really scared of. Like
Yes.
losing their mind is probably one of the potentially scariest things that could happen, right?
Well, I also think that the people who are ready to be open to channeling their higher self, like I would encourage everybody to be open to your higher self.
Yeah, that's just me anyway.
That's
So
just me anyway. So it's my true authentic self. So why not?
yeah,
So, to me, it's just connecting to infinite source in a way. Your higher self is we're part of infinite source. So that's your higher self. So I'd say to everybody, hey, there's no harm in that. So, connect
start
yourself,
there. Yeah,
start there.
yeah,
Because a lot of information there for you. It's like going into the Akashic records, basically.
right.